Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Concert Junkies, Rob and John. Oh, yeah.
And we're live. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi. My name is Corey Parker. I am the bass player for the Dallas-based metal band called Up for Corruption.
So, how did you guys get the name of the band?
Well, we were talking about things that we wanted to write about, and lyrically what we wanted to talk about, and a lot of it has to do lyrically. A lot of our stuff has to do with corruption, whether it's government or religion or anything else in between. So we thought we would do kind of a spin on it and say, instead of like we're against all kinds of corruption, let's say we're just kind of for it and go from there. So we just kind of came up with that.
So, if nobody's ever heard of you, what kind of vibe do you give off?
I think we're just kind of rough and raw metal. If you heard the music, we're musically like a lot of the early influences that we had, like Metallica and Iron Maiden, and things like that. And then our newest member of the band is our singer, and he's way younger than the rest of us, so his influencers are way newer as far as his vocal style are concerned. He's very much, a monomarth and Lamb of God type style of vocals, along with our kind of older style of music. Tends to work.
So, here comes the hard question. What do you want to leave as your legacy?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
What would you like to leave as your legacy?
Oh, man. Just something that people will listen to and continue to listen to for years to come. As a matter of fact, I just kind of had that conversation with my daughter this week about the fact that we actually put together a band and put together an album and got it out there on all the streaming services, and it will always be there. So that's kind of a legacy for all of us, to say we've done something with, musically, that we've always wanted to do.
Where do you think the music industry is going to be in the next 10 years?
Well, hopefully it cycles back to a lot more of live stuff. I'm hoping that it'll cycle back to more of people having actual media in their hands that they can listen to versus the whole digital world. Things change, sure, but there's always going to be some new form of ways to listen to it. Cassettes, 8 tracks, LPs, CDs, and here we are, just doing it on our phone.
Since you've been out for a year, what is the best show you've played so far?
Well, there's a place in Dallas called Reno's Chop Shop. It's a small place downtown, and our first show there was absolutely amazing. The crowd really got into everything, and then we ended up playing a second time at Reno's just last Saturday, and it was even better. So I would definitely say that playing at Reno's in Dallas has been our favorite and our best shows as far as crowd participation and people being really into everything. So looking forward to doing that one more time, at least soon.
If you could pick your own bill, live or dead, who would you want on it? Of course, you're headlining.
Oh, I'm headlining. Well,
it's your bill, so.
It's my bill. I would want to play with bands that I've always listened to, you know, and so many different things, so many different genres, like Metallica, of course. I grew up on a lot of Motley Crue, so I would love to play with them as well. Um, Newer stuff, I'd get Lamb of God on there, Megadeth. Um, Hell, that'd be great. Just those.
If you could pick one song to send somebody to describe you, what would it be?
Song to describe me. That's a tough one. Um, I'm not frozen. I'm just in deep thought. I've never really thought about that. Um, hmm. And I'm live. Let's say, I don't know, wherever I may roam. That seems like a good one. Just kind of
Okay.
go and do my thing and keep going and keep going till I can't.
Do you have a guilty pleasure band?
Yeah. Um, I think you ever heard of a band called Rasputina?
No, I haven't.
They do a lot of like chamber music type stuff, cellos and violins. Um, they've done several covers with other people. Um, they did one with Marilyn Manson that was really good. They did his Tourniquet song. Um, Check them out, Rasputina.
All right, this is a fun but hard one here. Last Supper scenario. Who's your 12 at your table, and there has to be one female.
One female, OTEP, definitely.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I dig her a lot. Um, so I got to count to 12 now. Let's see. Well, that's one. So there's 11 more. Uh, okay. Cliff Burton, Jimi Hendrix, uh, Jim Morrison. Um, got to have Nikki Sixx. He was a big influence. How many was that? Six, seven? God, there's so many. Um, yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know. I don't even know how many I named already.
Think you're at 7.
Seven. Oh boy. Um,
It could be people that are. It could be cartoon characters as well, movie
oh
characters.
well, hell. Yakko, Wacko, and Dot. So there's three more.
Okay.
Dot would be fun. I'm not saying I'm into her or anything, but let's just be kind of wild. Ugh. Um, so that's 10. Um, Chewbacca.
Okay.
That's 11. Well, and shit, throw Darth Vader in there right in the middle.
All right.
He can be Judas.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Hey, that's 12.
So if you weren't playing music, what would you be doing?
Filmmaking. Um,
Really?
yeah, I have a degree in filmmaking, and my regular day job, I'm an X-ray technician. So I'm retired from the U.S. Army. I've done a lot. So I'll do X-rays until that fateful day where I'm a successful musician.
If you could pick one of your songs to be in a movie, which one would you want?
Well, actually, we've been talking to a filmmaker down in Austin or Houston who's about to do a horror film. And with my filmmaking background, I do a lot of audio, like post production stuff. So we've already talked to him. We're going to put our song called Reckless um, in a gentleman's club scene. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put Reckless in.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
What are your top 10 venues that you would love to play at?
Number one, I would like to play at Red Rocks up in Denver, because that was where my first concert was. So I'd definitely love to play Red Rocks, and definitely want to play the Whiskey. I've been there once, just at New Year's Eve this past year. I was there New Year's Eve. Definitely love to play the Whiskey. A lot of the famous places in the LA area, the Roxy and Troubadour. I'd love to play those places just because of the history of those places. Um, CBGB would have been cool.
That would have been
Uh,
cool.
um, yeah, those are the big ones, I guess. Maybe Hollywood Bowl. That'd be cool. There's not much here in Dallas. I mean, sure, I'd love to play the big places here in Dallas one day. That'd be great. So.
Okay, Desert Island, Desert Island scenario. 5 CDs. Who are you bringing?
5 CDs. Okay.
And of course, you're gonna have
Um,
a CD player.
because that would suck without it.
Yeah.
5 CDs. I would take And Justice for All. I would take Sacrament from Lamb of God. I would take Shout at the Devil. That's 3. Um, Pretty Hate Machine. 9 Inch Nails. I take that
Oh,
one.
okay.
Yeah. I love that one. And one more. I'd take the Star Wars soundtrack.
Okay. So, if you were only a survivor in a plane crash, what would be the first thing you'd look for?
I guess nearby civilization.
No food, no water.
Well, I'm hoping it depends on where the plane crash is. I mean, if we're in the Andes with a soccer team, then yeah, I would definitely look for food and water, or, homeboy sitting there frozen. So either way, but definitely back to civilization if it was that kind of scenario.
So you said you got your degree in filmmaking. What kind of movies were you making?
I've made personally, as a filmmaker, writer, director, and so forth, I've made a couple like horror short films, vampire stuff, ghost stuff, um, and mostly I've worked on other people's films, and mostly as like the sound guy. I do location sound and then post production editing and sound design and 5.1 surround mixing and stuff like that.
So what's your favorite movie?
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt. All of it. All of it. I don't think any of it's bad, whether it's episode 1 or episode 8 or whatever. It doesn't matter.
I'm actually going to play a little snippet of one of your songs.
Okay. Which song will it be? Seventh Day Crook. Yeah. Stone Sour.
That's not you.
Nah.
Nope.
Let me just sing it for you.
That'd be great.
Which one?
7 Day Crook.
Seventh Day Crook. I'll tell you what that one's about. That one is about, well, I mean, the title kind of says it all. Seventh Day Crook is really about religion, taking stuff away from people, money and so forth, with promises of things that they really can't promise, that they have no idea what even exists or doesn't exist or whatever. And just taking large sums of money and living in gigantic mansions from that money that they get from people. It's just, in my eyes, it's criminal. So I kind of wrote that about, certain people like Joel Osteen down here in Texas and others like him. So.
So tired of Robin Hood?
I'm sorry, what?
It says kind of like Robin Hood.
Well, yeah, they steal from the poor and give it to themselves, and I would rather it be the other way around,
So what's your favorite Disney movie? It's definitely Star Wars Disney.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, technically,
Technically,
all of that is Disney now. So,
everything's Disney.
I can bypass saying that, I guess. And technically, Disney owns Fox, and Fox owns Alien, so we'll go with that.
Okay.
Which kind of makes the Alien Queen a Disney Queen, if you really think about it.
Well, that leads up to my next. That was going to lead up to my next question. Favorite princess?
Oh. Is that redhead in Frozen? Is she a princess? Not that I got a thing for redheads, but I got a thing for redheads, especially cartoon ones. Yeah.
Borderline.
Yeah.
It's a borderline thing. So if you could cover any song, what would you want to cover?
Well, let's see. We just did our first cover. We covered. So when we got the band together, we said let's do some original songs, and then let's pick covers. And each band member, there's 4 of us, we pick our own. The first cover that we did was picked by Jory, our drummer, and he wanted to do Roots, Bloody Roots from Sepultura. So we did that. And we really liked it. So we recorded it. So it's actually on the album. We got that all straightened out and we were able to record it and put it up on the streaming services for their album. So that's great. So we've done that one. I picked the next cover that I think we're going to end up doing. And it's a song called Wargasm by L7.
Really?
It's very metal, very punk, and I've always loved that band. So we started working on it the other day, and it's going to be pretty cool.
Wow.
It's not one you hear a lot when you go to the club and you see a local band and they do a cover, and it's like, whoa, they're doing L7.
That's pretty cool, though. So what is your favorite song playing live and your least favorite that you guys have.
My favorite live song of ours right now is Reckless, um, because I really like my part in it. The bass part is just like a steady, a groovy type thump, thump, thump. And I don't have to play a whole lot in that song and think about what I'm doing or look down at the fretboard. I can just kind of go with it and be all over the stage or at the edge of the stage and hanging out with people while the drummer's working his ass off. And, so that's a fun one for me.
Do you still own your first guitar?
Oh no. My dad bought me my first one way back in like seventh grade or something. I don't even remember, like at a pawn shop, and that's been so long. And I moved around so much and got into it and out of it several times, um, to the point where when we started this band a year ago, I was like, all right, time to just get what I want and you know go from there. So yeah, it's been a long time since I had my first one.
What was your first one?
I don't know the brand, but it looked like a Stratocaster, but it probably wasn't. I got it at a pawn shop and it was cheap and it was like neon green. Well, Poison was big at the time, so it was a neon green guitar. I was like, "Ooh, Poison!"
Hmm.
So yeah, and then I traded that one for someone for a big ass white Fender P bass. So I saw
Oh,
that one. I was like, okay, that one looks like Duff McKagan's bass, so I'm gonna get that one. Nova Omega says, "Hey y'all, hey Nova."
yeah, the homies are here.
I don't know if you can hear that, but my lawn guys are here.
Yay!
Only when I'm doing audio stuff do they show up, but never when I need to do sound bites of like lawnmowers and shit. They never show up when I need that.
But isn't that life?
Yeah.
You need something, you can't find it. When you don't need it anymore, you
Oh look,
find
there's
it.
the weed eater. I don't need weed eater sounds right now, but there it is.
All right, I'm gonna let you flip it on me now. You can ask me anything.
Flip it on you. Well, let's
Yeah,
see. So where are you actually broadcasting from?
New
It's
Jersey.
East Coast. Okay, Jersey. Okay.
Hmm.
So our singer Ken, he just moved down here a year or so ago from up in New York. He was up there. So he's from there. I mean, he's got this really thick New York accent too. So I don't know if you can hear it in his voice when he sings, but we certainly can. I mean, we're all from right here in the Dallas area, so we all sound like we're from Texas. And just like, hey, this is our singer Ken. He's like, hey, how you doing?
Hmm.
Crazy. So yeah, great. We hope to visit that way soon. Um,
That'd be cool.
we get established and look at our stats of where our stuff's playing and see where we can actually go where people are listening to us. So cool. Um, you obviously do this a lot. How many bands do you think you've interviewed and how long you've been doing it?
Um, almost 5 years now, and I'm at over 200 and something episodes.
Really?
I do about two to 2 to 4 a week at the moment.
Now, do you strictly just like stick to like metal bands, or do you do anything else?
No, I'm well rounded. I all bands. I just don't mess with K-pop. That's about it.
Sweet.
I
Oh, sorry.
I've even had violinists on. It doesn't. Music is music to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I like various types of things. Um, yeah, any my violinist thing is like like I said, that band Rasputina. Um,
Yeah.
if you like that kind of stuff, check them out. They haven't been around in a little while, but they got a lot of good stuff out that you can just like put on play and just like you know clean your house and just chill and listen to their stuff. It's really cool. Mm-hmm.
So, what was your first concert ever?
Mm-hmm. First concert,
Hmm.
Red Rocks Amphitheater, 1988, Metallica and Justice for All tour.
That's pretty cool.
That's actually when I first heard about Metallica because I was always into like the hair bands. I was into Motley Crue and Poison and Cinderella, all that kind of stuff. And then watching MTV and the video came on for One, and I was like, whoa, these dudes are cool. And then I went down to the record store in Denver and found out that they were not new.
No.
Yeah, I immediately started buying everything. I got like this huge like Jump in the Fire picture disc with the big demon on it. Yeah, I was immediately hooked when I heard that and saw that, and I was like, because it was so different from what I was listening to, you know, because at the time, like Doctor Feelgood just came out, and Justice for All was completely different, so I really liked it.
Since you were into hair metal and everything, what was your favorite love ballad?
So now the leaf blower guy is right here.
Yeah. So, since you were in hair metal, what was your favorite love ballad?
Oh, I would have to say, if you can hear me, I guess.
Yeah, I
Um,
can hear you.
my favorite love ballad was "Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone" from Cinderella. Leaf blower guy's gone, so that's cool.
Were you a fan of Dokken?
Not really, no. Um, I think the only song I could even name is like the um, um, Nightmare on Elm Street song. That's about it. I don't even know any Dokken songs. I was never rocking with Dokken.
No, never rocking
No,
with Dokken.
no.
Except for yourself, I'm saying your band in general.
Okay.
Who who do you think is most underrated band and most, what do you call it? You don't think they should be that popular?
Well, let's see. Underrated. Let's go with underrated first.
Okay.
Um, I don't. Oh man, that's a tough one. Um, Now let's go with overrated because right now there's one band that's like really popular right now, and I just can't get into them. I've tried, I've listened. People probably hate me for it, but I think Ghost is overrated. I just, I don't know. I can't grasp it. I don't know. I don't know what it is about it. Um, as far as underrated, um, there's at least one band that came out of the Dallas area back in the early 2000s. I guess you could call them new metal. Um, and they've stuck with it through a lot of stuff, and they've done a lot of CDs, a lot of albums. They've been through a lot of singers, and that would be Drowning Pool. I think they're very underrated.
It's not, I mean, it's not the same to me.
Yeah.
It is not the same. I'm and I catch shit for this all the time, but once the lead singer is gone, I feel it's a cover band.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
I,
I'm not saying
I,
they're not producing new music,
yeah.
but when they're playing their first CD and it's
Yeah.
not.
And then, you have several different people that come along, come and go, and do those songs. And, every time anyone does a song that Dave Williams sang, it's like, that's cool and all, but it's still not him. But, I mean,
No. I mean, I'm not saying it's not good.
yeah,
It doesn't hit right with me.
yeah.
Like
It's like, I mean, obviously Dio's great, but Dio singing Black Sabbath stuff that Ozzy sang is completely different. Still good, but completely different.
yeah, it just you know how songs, what do you call it, put you in your feelings, that like you remember where you were when that came out, or
Yes,
sitting in your car at
yes.
music therapy, just sitting in your car or somewhere and just get lost.
Yeah. I mean, when
The,
Drowning
the,
Pool's first CD came out, I was in a great time in my life, and that CD, I played it a lot, like a shit ton of it in my car, and it reminds me of a lot of good stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
it has nothing against anybody. It's just the original hits different.
Yep, that's true.
It like, as a musician, I know there's songs that you probably wouldn't even touch.
Mm.
Like not even messing around to play the song. You just know it's not a
Yeah.
thing to do.
Well, exactly. And we talked about that when we started talking about doing cover songs. We were like, oh, let's do this and that. And then someone mentioned doing a Pantera song. And we're like, well, hang on, we're from Dallas.
Yeah.
And if we do a Pantera song and we go play it live in Dallas and we do it badly,
Oh, you're done
it's not,
for. You're
yeah,
done
you're
for.
done. So we decided, no, let's not do
You,
Pantera. We can't fuck that up in Dallas. We can't do it.
yeah. There's no way if you made a mistake and put it in drop E or whatever the case may be. No,
No.
absolutely freaking not.
Did you hear about those guys that fucked up that Pantera song the other day? No, I don't want to be that guy.
Because
Not in
you'll be
Dallas, anyway.
no, because you'll be labeled that guy.
Yep.
No, it's not. It's not even cute. No, you
No.
just don't. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. That's why we decided, no, we're not touching it.
Let me see if I can. So, what are you guys working on now?
Well, so we just finished the album. We just dropped it. We just got it out. Um, we're working on getting a bunch of shows together. Right now, we have 2 set up in July. we said, let's get the album out. We played this last show on Saturday. And we said after that, the next time we practice, which will be this coming Sunday, we're going to work on new stuff. Because we've got a lot of ideas and lyrics laying around that we haven't got to yet. Those and, at least the next cover. So a couple new songs and the next cover and see what else we can do to add to our next shows in July.
What's the writing process? How does that work for you guys?
Well, most of the stuff on the album lyrically I wrote, as well as like mostly music stuff, and then like some of the newer stuff, because I had stuff before, and then when we got the band together, we're like, let's do some new stuff, and I came up with 7 Day Crook. The first song that we did was 7th Day Crook, and then we had never had a singer that could play guitar. So Ken plays guitar as well. So when me and Kyle, the guitar player, when we came up with it, and he came up with the main guitar riff, but then it was like, that's great, but let's see how we can adjust it so Ken can actually sing it and play at the same time, and not screw it up. So then it kind of evolves and changes with the lyric style that Ken did. So that's really kind of how we do things. A lot of the lyrics I've written, and then I try to come up with a melody on bass and take it to Kyle, and then we come up with something guitar wise, and then we, tell Jory, our singer, tell Jory, the drummer, here's how it goes, and he comes up with his thing, and then we let Ken look at the lyrics and see how we need to change things as far as guitar chord structure is concerned, to where he can be able to sing it and play it at the same time. So and that's really kind of worked on pretty much every song we've done it like that.
That's pretty cool. Just be a second. Somebody wants to come through.
Oh.
I'm gonna see if I can actually put part of your song in again. It's giving some issues. I can only play a few seconds, so there's no copyright stuff on here.
Okay.
can definitely tell he's from New York.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
singing, you can tell.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I know it's a weird question, but what's your favorite dinosaur?
Lickalotopus.
Fair enough. So, what tuning is in that song?
We're all C, flat, straight C standard.
Standard C.
Yeah, everything that we decided we're going to do all that, and then everything else we written, everything else that we have right now, we got like 3 more songs. We're going to just do drop D, and we also have we're thinking about if we do some more covers, we're going to do some drop D stuff like early 2000s covers. So.
Except for Pantera, is there any other band you don't want to touch?
No, not really. I mean, we did that. We talked about that and not doing that, but we were. Tell you what, when we did Roots from Sepultura, when we did that, it was like, let's see how it goes first. And let's see if we don't screw it up, because that's like one that
is not
we
an
played
easy.
that. Yeah, we play that at a metal show, and it's like, okay, you can't screw that up.
It's not an easy song at all.
Well, yeah. So we did it, and we got it done, and we recorded it, and people said it sounds great, and okay, so we'll play it. And I mean, this past Saturday was our second time playing it live, and it went over really well. Like, people were like, man, you guys nailed it, and you made it sound like your own, put your own thing on it. I'm just glad no one said, man, y'all fucked up Roots. Don't touch that. That would have been bad. I was nervous about that one, to be honest, because like I said, and we talked about it, we said, man, if we screw this up, and if it doesn't sound good when we're practicing it, we can't do that live in front of metalheads. We just can't. So,
did you have to get permission to record it?
Yeah. So
how does that work?
The distribution thing that we went through, it's a thing called DistroKid. You actually pay for them to get the licensing to do that. So once they cleared the licensing, that's when they allowed it to be posted onto our streaming services. So it's actually pretty easy. You just click a button and you say who it's by, and then it takes like 2 weeks for them to clear it.
Did you send them a copy yet?
No, not yet. I really want to. I want to tag them on Instagram or something.
Why are you not?
I don't know. I'm nervous. Everyone says it's good, but I don't know. Maybe maybe they'll just stumble upon it and hear it sometime and go, who's those guys? I don't know. I kind of don't want to be like, hey, look, we did your song. I don't know. Maybe I should.
What do you really have to lose, sir? What do you really have to lose?
Nothing. I
mean,
mean,
exactly.
As long as you pay for the licensing and you get it up and it gets played, they get paid too.
So, exactly.
Yeah, they're making money as long as someone plays it on our Spotify. They're making money off of it. So I'm sure they're fine with it.
I would tag them in it.
Yeah. You're right. I should.
Other artists appreciate other artists, even though like some people don't think so.
You would think, yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'd look at it as a tribute of some kind. So, yeah.
I think most people would think it's an honor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I guess that's just me. Personally, I've been told that I have what's called imposter syndrome, where I'm good at something, but I think that I shouldn't be doing that, and I think that I'm not good at something. So, yeah.
I know we kind of went over this before, but like, what would you want to change in the industry?
The biggest thing that I would want to change is actual live radio. Um, it's ran by all these super huge corporations that sit in rooms and talk about what they want to play, and they don't play anything that the top 40 radio stations in Dallas are going to play the exact same thing over and over again. You hear the same song once an hour, every hour, all day long, and they never give anyone, especially independent artists, unsigned people, they never give them a chance, and they're like, oh, you can't pay for play because it's payola, but at the same time, you can get a hold of these PR places. And, I've talked to so many of them. Oh, pay us $1,500 and we'll try to get your stuff on the radio. Well, technically I'm paying someone for that. So why can't I just pay the damn DJ or whatever, send him some fucking cupcakes, something, it doesn't make any sense why the big, radio station owners, we all know who I'm talking about, so I won't say their name, but they don't allow other things to be played other than what they think is popular. And I think that's wrong.
To break it down to even science and everything else, it's just a numbers game. Life is a numbers game. It always will be a numbers game.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to hire you because you don't have the experience. Well, how am I going to get the experience if you don't hire me?
Exactly.
I mean,
like we want to hire someone that's 20 years old, but you got to have 10 years experience.
How does that work? I mean, how is that possible?
Yeah.
So it's a numbers game. If your numbers don't match what you're producing, it's not going to do it. You're not going to go as you need the experience, but they won't give you the experience, so you can't get the numbers you need or so forth. So I mean, I get it. It's a numbers game, point blank. And it's always going to be. And if there's anything changing overnight, well, that'd be great. But you're here, you want to be here, but nobody's helping you get here.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we don't want to play you because no one knows who you are and no one's heard of you, but we're not going to get you on the radio so people can hear you and know who you are.
So like everything's a catch-22.
Very much so.
I mean, if you're not, I'll be honest with you, even with this, I'm at a certain level. I want to go higher. If I don't produce, I'm pushing 1, 2, 3 a week, maybe even more, or even just shorts or whatever the case may be. You don't post one day, 2 days, your numbers go down.
Yeah.
Not drastically, but like it snowball effect.
Yeah. Well, we've seen our numbers going up, since day one when we released the album on June 2nd. We had 2 singles on there before that. And then we re-recorded them for the album. So we took that down and put up the album. And the day we put up the album, we had like 9 followers on Spotify. and today we had like 27. So just in a couple of days, it's going up. So that's great. Let's get our numbers up.
You just got to keep pushing.
Yep.
Every day.
Yep. Just
There's
like
ways
Salt and Pepper said, push it real good.
I mean, there's ways of doing it that you're not being annoying about it, but there has to be ways around it.
Yeah. Yep. I try not to be annoying about it, but at the same time, it's like, what else am I going to do? I got to get it out there. I got to get people to listen, at least give us a chance. So we're hoping that people will listen and maybe like something. Everyone that's listened to it so far, we've gotten different responses for different songs. Like some people are like, oh, I really like this song. I like this song. So even songs that I considered one of them, to be just kind of an older and like I would say it's a B-side song, and if we make new songs, that one can kind of be pushed aside, and then someone's like, dude, what are you talking about? That's a great song. So it's just a matter of the thing is, when you hear a band, you hear a new song from them, you don't realize that band's been playing that song for a freaking year, or more, and you've just heard it. So it's like, oh, here's the new album. It's new to you, but that band's been playing that those same songs for years, just trying to get it all together.
What was the best advice you ever given?
Keep trying. Well, yeah. That's all you can do. Keep trying. Just keep swimming.
Keep on swimming.
Good advice. Just keep swimming.
So, do you have any message for your fans?
We have fans? That'd be great. Apparently, we have 27 of them on Spotify today, so that's awesome. We did meet a couple, last Saturday. We actually got a chance to talk to a lot of people after the show, and turns out they were fans, so that's great. I would say, first of all, thanks for listening. Because if nobody goes to shows, then there's no shows anyway. So if they don't listen to stuff, there's no point in recording it. There's no point in writing it if no one's listening. So hopefully, something that we write strikes a nerve with someone and they become a fan because of whatever that particular song was that they heard that they liked. So we're grateful to even have anyone listening to us at this point where we are right now. Just getting started.
So, where can you guys be followed?
We are on the Facebook, the Instagram, the Twitter. We do have a website, upforcorruption.com. We have that. I think there are some links from that to certain ones, as well as some music. Music is concerned, we put it up on SoundCloud first before it hit all the other ones, the Spotify and iHeartRadio and YouTube Music, before it hit all that. So it can be followed on any of those things. There's even it's on a lot of stuff that I've never even heard of. I checked out some today, so it's on a lot of stuff. We do have a YouTube channel, the Up for Corruption Official. We're hoping we get this new lyric video for our song called Scars. We're hoping to get that soon. Get that up. So just anywhere, all over the internet, that's where we are. As far as Following us live, we just have 2 shows coming up. One in Fort Worth, July 2nd, and one in Dallas, July 23rd. At some actually really well-known places. The July 2nd, we're playing at this place called the Rail Club Live in Fort Worth. They've had a lot of national acts come through there, and then we're playing at Amplified Live in Dallas on July 23rd. They have 2 different stages. We're playing the inside stage with a bunch of local bands, and then that night there's a band called Crowbar that's playing outside.
Wow. So Crowbar's going to be there?
Yeah, they're playing on the outside stage right after like when we play on the inside stage. So that's pretty cool.
That really is.
Yeah.
If your set is done before they start playing, I suggest you go and watch them.
Absolutely. That was the plan. I don't know our set time yet. I have no idea. So hopefully we go on a tad bit earlier.
You don't want to miss that.
No.
But I would like to thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
And this is live on Facebook, on YouTube, and Twitch.
Nice.
And I forgot to say this in the beginning. If you are not a subscriber, please hit the bell for more notifications, and more content and giveaways are coming soon. Just haven't picked a date yet. Once again, thank you for coming on.
Well, hey, thanks for having me on, man. I really appreciate you talking to us about